Welcome to another wonderful episode of Hong Kong and Beyond. And if you are a Ip Man fan, then boy, we've got a little treat for you today.
中国武术并非是拳脚功夫，智慧和变通。
If you're new, welcome to HKB. I'm Leon, and this is my co-host Shaz. Say hi, Shaz.
Hiya.
So, Ip Man: The Awakening, a 2021 film, but it's just getting released now. It's premiering exclusively on the Icon Film channel from the 3rd of April. And it's also going to be in selected UK cinemas from the 5th of May. It will be released on Blu-ray, DVD and digital on the 5th of June. Right, Chaz, so how about a little synopsis on Ip Man: The Awakening?
While visiting Hong Kong, a young Master Ip intervenes in a kidnapping attempt, unintentionally igniting a turf war with a ruthless human trafficking ring. In retaliation, the gang kidnaps one of Ip Man's close friends, leaving him with no choice but to challenge the group's notoriously brutal boxing champion head-on.
Right, so right from the offset, I want to be very, very clear with this. Now, we've all seen a lot of Ip Man films at this point. This one is the weakest of the bunch. Without a doubt, in my mind, this doesn't measure up to the others. But, that being said, there is still some merit in it, you know? We kind of enjoyed this, didn't we?
We did.
So, the director is Zhang Julin, and he's only directed 5 films so far from 2019, including one called Tibetan Raiders, which was filmed last year in 2022. So, you know, he's a relatively new director.
Yeah.
And I feel maybe the lack of experience is a little bit visible, because tonally I felt like this film was not quite sure what it wanted to be. I'm not sure Ip Man in the title was necessary, whether that was just to draw in the crowd, you know, have something familiar, something popular, or stick the name Ip Man.
Connect it to the other films, although it isn't connected, because I don't think there's anyone from this film that was in any of the other ones.
No, not at all. And it didn't seem like it was making a strong point out of anything of Ip Man's historical legacy. It just felt like a kung fu movie, and you know.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to say that maybe this was the first step to Ip Man becoming who he became, because he had to deal with this incident with these kidnappers and this brutal boxing champion.
I guess so, but then if you compare it to Herman Yale's Ip Man: The Legend Is Born, that seemed to, you know, flesh out his character a little bit more revel in the fact that it's Ip Man. This film, the guy could have been called Fred for all I cared.
I see what you mean. I think yes, the guy, even though the guy playing Ip Man was brilliant. What was his name again?
Right, so the lead actor is called Miu Tse, and if you guys have got a good memory, you may remember back to the 90s. He was a child actor, and he was in some Jet Li films. He was in New Legend of Shaolin and My Father is a Hero. And he was really, really impressive then. I really enjoyed his performance as a kid. He was super dynamic, and I was really, really impressed. And he was also in The Return of the God of Gamblers with Chow Yun-fat, Miao, and Tony Lung Carfei, who kept having a nosebleed because he was so excited at seeing Chinga Miao in a red dress. A bit like me, really. But yeah, I've not seen him in anything growing up, and I noticed looking a quick look at his filmography, he was in Choi Li Fut Kung Fu. Now we've got Choi Li Fut, but we never watched Choi Li Fut Kung Fu or bought a copy of that.
Right, okay.
But I did think he had some charisma to him.
Yeah, well, I think he, as an actor and doing the martial arts stuff, I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's just he didn't feel like Ip Man. Maybe that's because, like you say, the film just didn't feel the same as all the other ones we've seen.
I didn't feel there was strong enough direction in it for him, because tonally at the beginning it felt more like he was going for like Jackie Chan's Wong Fei Hung from Drunken Master. Yeah, it had that sort of cheeky sort of bit of comedy with the kung fu right at the beginning, and then later on in the film it felt a bit more like he was doing Jet Li in Once Upon a Time in China with his friend in the film played by Guan-Ying, and he seemed to be playing like the sort of Foon character from Once Upon a Time in China that Yuan Yu did. And so we got a bit of a mix, a bit of a contrast, and I'm not sure it's one thing or the other, and I think that's a bit to its detriment. I think if they'd gone with one or the other, it might have worked a little bit better.
No, I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, but you know, there are some ideas on here, and I do feel like some of the dramatic beats were okay. It just that it felt like a cheap sort of straight to video sort of film for me. It looked like a TV episode rather than it did a movie.
Well, I think we commented as well when we started the film that it's actually quite short.
Very short.
It's about 1 hour 20 minutes.
Some of you guys will appreciate that, because we do have like a constant flow of action.
Yes.
And you know, the action does get to a stage where it feels like it's trying to imitate Donnie in Ip Man. You know, with the old chain punching thing. It's not done as well as Donnie would do it.
But it was a good attempt. And I think I said to you at the time that I liked that they had that in, because it's like they were trying to connect this version of Ip Man to the Donnie one, to be that it's the same man, the same type of, you know.
Yeah, the same style.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good to, you know, have it recognisable, which it was. It was recognisable.
And that was easy to link.
Yeah. And I do like him. I think I would like to see more with Miu Tse in it. I think he does have something. His martial arts were quite crisp.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, he might not be a Donnie, but some of those elbows and some of his kicks were really, really good. Maybe it could be down to choreography. I think if you put him with a really good choreographer, I think he could deliver the goods. You know, I think there's more in the tank for him, And like I said, it sounds like we're being a little bit down on this, but when I looked to Shaz when I was watching it, I said, I know this looks a little bit cheap and like a bit of a knockoff. I said, but I am enjoying this. I said, I feel oddly like in the comfort zone here.
Yes.
I know it's not a great classic, and we're not going to say it's a great classic because we're not going to have you all throw eggs at us. But if you like seeing some new kung fu stuff, then Ip Man: The Awakening's nice little bit of fun.
Indeed. And we also learnt something, didn't we?
We did.
About that other type of martial arts.
Yep. Are you going to try and say it? Because I know I'm going to mess it up.
I shall try. Bartitsu?
Yes, sound like a British martial art.
Bartitsu?
Yeah,
Bartitsu.
that sounds like something rude, doesn't it?
It does.
But,
that's why I didn't want to say it like that.
Bartitsu. Well, yeah, apparently, according to the film, it's a British martial art for the higher class, and I think they said it was a mix of boxing, wrestling, and there was one other thing, I'm not sure. But it was kind of interesting.
We've never heard of it, have we?
No, we got the old trope of the Western actors that seem to not act.
Yeah, they were a bit sketchy, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure they got any prior experience. The physical side of things, they were okay, you know, they were good villains, but they had that thing where they think, if I talk slow and I'm very deliberate with what I say, it will come across Oscar worthy.
And more menacing, maybe.
Yeah, but no, just be a bit more natural. I mean, I know I'm not an actor, but I think I could have done a better job than that. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, credit to them. They do the best they can. And they do come across as villains. So, you know, they fulfilled the quota for this film. And, you know, what more can you ask? So
So, funnily enough, actually, just having a quick look up of Bartitsu, it appears that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle actually coined it as Baritsu.
Ah, now the penny starts to drop. In the Robert Downey Jr. films,
Or
He did.
Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, he did do that martial art, and there was the cane fighting, and I think a bit of French kickboxing savate. So
Right.
yes, that makes sense now.
So you have seen it before, but you
Yeah,
just
I
sort
didn't
of-
recognise it with the extra T in
Right.
it. So yeah, that was interesting. Do we have any final words on this one, Shaz? And what are we going to say for recommendations?
I would say it is a good film, enjoyable. You know, some good fights in it. Maybe not a classic like you say, but if you want to catch everything to do with Ip Man, I think why not give it a go? So we're thinking of doing an episode where we rank the Ip Man films, but we're not sure whether to do it as a YouTube video or a podcast episode. So let us know which you would prefer, and we will have a think of what we're going to do.
Excellent. So if you have any comments for us on that, please drop us a note below or email us at hongkongblu-rays@gmail.com. There you have it. That's our recommendation. And just before we go, we'd like to say thank you to Icon Films for allowing us review materials for this one. We had a good time. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we will catch you on the next one.